What happens at laser tag never stays at laser tag.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
I feel like you could be like in Ghostbusters or something.
Oh my God, you have got some stories.
Let's talk about laser tag.
Who knew you were a laser tag legend?
Time to get laser unfocused. Tag Talk with Tivia.
Welcome to Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Hi, I'm Tivia. 30 years in business is an accomplishment for any laser tag arena. Today, we talk to the owners of Laser Storm Pittsburgh about reaching this milestone anniversary. I am delighted to be joined by John Mator, president of Laser Storm Pittsburgh, and his son, Matt Mator, the vice president of Laser Storm Pittsburgh, to talk to me about 30 years, a 30th anniversary for this legacy laser tag business, and a family business is amazing to hear about. And so, gentlemen, I welcome you both. Hello.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
All right. Well, John, you took this from the very beginning, so I'm just going to start with you and ask you to share with me, and Matt, chime in with any memories that you have. But when and how did you first decide that you were going to open a laser tag business?
That was probably back around 1994, 95. My wife and I were operating a roller skating rink and a swimming pool about the size of a football field, a public pool. And we decided we wanted to expand, and we didn't know what we wanted to do. So we started looking in trade magazines, and we each had our own magazine, and we went and looked at what pages we had dog-eared back, and both of us selected laser tag. So that's how I started our quest to figure out what laser storm system we wanted, or what laser tag system we wanted, and we selected Laser Storm.
Excellent. And Matt, were you involved at any point, or were you still young at that stage?
So I was 5 at the time.
So
And
still
I
young.
still remember going to IAPA, and we were playing around. We were exploring with everything. And we actually got to put the vest on at the show to see how it would fit a smaller kid, to make sure it would fit anybody from age 5 all the way up to 95. So it fit a wide range of people.
Okay, so you were there as like the tester to make sure this was kid tested, mother approved, as they say.
Yes, very much so.
Love it.
Here's an obscure point. Back after we selected Laser Storm, I think it was the following year or the year after, we went to IAPA again with the kids. And this time, Laser Storm corporate wanted the kids to be exhibitors. So that was for the X-Men system that they were doing at the time. And they actually were in the exhibit. So that was kind of neat.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Now, how did you decide? At that point, there were a lot of choices. There still are a lot of choices. But how did you come to decide that Laser Storm was the fit you wanted for your business?
Well, one, it didn't have a franchise fee. That was important to me. But more important was I liked the concept of the divided arena. It also had a headset, so you got sound effects and instructions from the computer system. And it didn't use real LEDs or a real laser. It just used an LED. That was important to me because lasers at the time, you had to have a sticker on there, warning, eye exposure. There was even OSHA requirements. You could be allowed exposure for so much time. So there was a lot of things with the lasers back then. They've come a long way now. That's not an issue anymore, but it was back then.
Okay, very good. What would you say are some of the earliest memories that you've got of getting this whole venture launched?
Well, there's been a lot of memories. Getting it launched.
Yep.
That was a question.
Get you up and running. How did you go from this concept of, boy, laser tag sounds fun, to actually launching the business?
Well, we got really lucky. We got hooked up with an architect that was doing a lot of construction here in Pittsburgh, actually for the spine centers at the time. And he had a lot of contractors lined up and everything. So we hooked up with him. We sat down. I think it was actually around Christmas time, because we sat down and I told him that I didn't like his concept, that it wasn't going to work in the arcade. So he took a napkin, he started drawing some pictures on it, and he says, all right, I'll see you then on Monday. Let's take a look and see how you like it. So I show up on Monday. They have the walls built already out of metal 2x4s. He says, what do you want to change? I said, I want a window here. He says, okay. He told the construction workers, start working on the window. I said, I want this wall cut off the corner. They started working on that. By the time I turned around, they were done. So it was very quick. We opened the store in 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So that's how fast things went. It was very quick. So
And have you always been in the same location where you are right now?
yes, same spot.
Okay. Matt, what do you remember as a 5-year-old running around those walls? Did you have the hanging barriers as a lot of places do?
Yep, we still have the hanging barriers. We still have them. They're still in use.
Mhm.
Going back to when I was 5 years old, they're far and few in between. I can't bring one to memory. I guess looking through the pictures and stuff, I do remember being here a lot. But that's only through the pictures. I don't actually remember it per person.
Were you the first laser tag arena in the Pittsburgh area at that time, or were there others?
I would say yes in the Pittsburgh area, but there was a small laser tag facility attached to, I think it was called the Challenge Center in the South Hills. It was the size of maybe 2 of my party rooms. It was very small. I think they call it the Swamp thing or something like that. That's been closed for quite a while now. But that was the standalone. We were the first standalone laser tag in the Pittsburgh area.
Well, and I think it's amazing that 30 years later, you're still doing your thing and people are enjoying it because, that's quite a milestone to hit for any business. But that's also the majority of the length of time laser tag has existed. I mean, you're talking 30 out of 41 years there. So you've
Right.
probably seen quite a lot come and go. And what do you think has been the key to the longevity of keeping a standalone site like you have?
Customer service. We make sure that the customers get a good laser tag experience and have fun. We actually train the customers, show them how to use the equipment, play the game. But there's a lot of nuances in the game too. I mean, we have over 220 different ways to play the game now. So we try to show the customer we have these different variations. We also keep it fresh by changing the arena. We change it at least 3 times a year, sometimes 4, depending on if there's a national competition or not, but at least 3 times a year. I think we're on map 84. I think it's really more like 94 because I think the first few years we never numbered them.
That's definitely a unique feature with being able to have those hanging barriers is the moving of the walls. So keeping things fresh is important. How did your customers back in the day react to the newness of this? And what are they saying all these years later?
Well, some of the customers are still coming back. In fact, just last week, we had a mother and a father both brought their kids and said they've been coming here since we opened. And the one gentleman was, I think it was J-Pop, I think was his code name. He still has a membership card all this time. And there's another gentleman, the Phantom. He's been a member and still plays in our tournaments even now. So we've had a lot of players that still come back.
In the early days, do you remember the reactions? Or Matt, do you remember how you felt coming into an arena for the first time?
No, I don't remember that.
Taking you a little too far back with some of this.
It was probably too overwhelming as a kid and too exciting. And just don't remember that exact moment.
You still kind of see it on the new customers. Every time a new customer comes in, it's like it was back when it was fresh for everyone. I call it the wow factor. They walk into a black light environment. It's like, wow, I'm glowing or I'm not glowing or I disappeared, or you have all these black light effects on the walls and the paintings and the barriers. So I call it the wow factor, and it still happens to new players today.
Now, obviously, everything changes and evolves with time. How would you say that the game or the experience for people is different from what you started with? Like, what are some of the changes that you've experienced from day one to now?
Well, it's definitely more interactive now, especially with the membership system that we have. We collect the player data. We created Stat Master that pulls up 40 different data points of how their playing style, like how many shots do they fire before they hit somebody, how many shots do they fire before they have to energize, things like that. And it's also more interactive for just the regular customers. With the new display that we just put into the lobby, it does some calculations for them, show their contribution to the game, shows the MVPs, the person with the most hits, the best shooting accuracy, and things like that. So it's more interactive, much more the technology has definitely took leaps and bounds since we first opened.
Matt, just from the perspective of going in as a player, from the time that you were aware of what was going on around you to now being, in your vice president role, what do you perceive as being different from along the journey?
Before it was coming down, hanging out with friends and playing the game. Now it's coming down, it's more work, but you still get enjoyment and playtime with it. So it's a little bit different, but it's still, the game is a lot of fun and it still brings joy. Like, I'm here tonight, I'm here in the party room, and after this meeting, I'll go out and I'll play with all the members that are here today.
Now, one of the memories that I have from when I visited your store was that you have trophies all over the place. And so clearly quite a few milestones have happened in the competition realm. What are some of the business milestones that you've experienced?
Well, upgrading the Laser Storm system, for one, we've gone through several upgrades from the old 3.1 system to the newer system, which was 5.0. Then it went to 5.0 Lite and 5.01, and now we're at 6.0. So all those upgrades have been milestones. Having a lot of players. I think we're over 1 million players have played at the store. Hosting nationals, an international tournament. We hosted an international tournament at our store. So, those are really cool things. And still, just to see parents and grandparents playing laser tag with their kids is just, I think that's just a great milestone as well.
And can you talk about the trophies that I saw and what some of those represent to you?
Sure. Well, we have national banners up there. We have regional championship banners, and then everyone gets trophies from those tournaments and our leagues. And our leagues are a draft system, so every team has novice players and national level players on a team, so it spreads out the power. So that keeps the kids interested, and that's how you win those trophies from those tournaments. It's not a participation trophy; only the champions get trophies. Or in some of the regional tournaments, first, second, and third will get a trophy. But leagues, it's only the champions. They got to earn them.
What's your take on that, Matt?
So a lot of the players that have won a lot of trophies, they were keeping them at their house, and they decided it was too many to put in their rooms. So they're like, hey, can we get a display cabinet here? So we're like, yeah, sure. So we built display cabinets. Then they filled that one, so we built another one. We kept adding display cabinets, and then we had no more space for display cabinets. There's only 7 players that have all the trophies in the store, and we have trophies just everywhere. I think the most trophies up there is hitting around 150 to 160 trophies from one person.
That's amazing. So over the course of 30 years, a lot of competition, a lot of fun things happening. And Laser Storm has one of the oldest continuous national tournaments and thriving tournament scenes that is still continuing. What do you think it is that really appeals to the competitive nature when somebody's playing Laser Storm?
It's the variable arena layouts, because most tournaments are played on a different layout each time. And then you mix up the teams. You play with different players. Players develop over time. They get better and better and better. They're changing how they're communicating. Players come and go. And then you have some different formats that we'll play. Usually we play just one shield game, but we've been experimenting with other different game modes where you have hit points to the base targets. Base is always on. You can tag it every half second. Get an extra point each time. So letting someone stay in the base target or base zone, they can rack up a lot of points. So a lot of different game modes. We keep making it fresh for them.
Very nice. Well, we've talked a bit about the milestones over the course of 30 years, but I'm sure there were challenges. What are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome, the hurdles along the 3 decades? Probably in the very beginning, I imagine it was
from the beginning, keeping the bills paid. Yeah, at the beginning, keeping all the bills paid, hiring people and training them, and teaching the customer what it's all about. A lot of them didn't even know what laser tag was, so that was a challenge. Shortening the time to change the arena, because we change it so often. It used to take us a whole night. We'd be seeing the sun come up. Then we'd be seeing the sun set. Now we can do it in 3-4 hours, 3 hours even. We had less, but we just end up doing a better job. But we just shortened that time. And keeping up with technology has been quite a challenge. Websites have changed so much. Now they're on phones. Just keeping databases and all the technology has been a challenge as well.
Then we had to deal with COVID. Surviving
Yep.
COVID was a big challenge.
That was a big milestone, and some of the other economic challenges too. But we've weathered all those.
How did you get through the COVID experience? I mean, that was challenging for everybody, but you came out the other side, so you were definitely one of the fortunate ones.
Well, the PPP helped. That kept my staff from leaving. We did still lose a few, but most of them did stay. Um, it was difficult. I mean, it being shut down, and then even when we opened, then the health department saying we had to still not go out, stay indoors. So the business was very slow. I would say it's only until now that it's taken to recover from that. I mean, we're still just recovering. I mean, I'd say we're now probably recovered, but it's been a long time.
We also changed our business model a little bit, where we allowed private birthday parties where they could rent out the entire facility and have just their group here. So it's a lot more private. So it'd be just an isolated group. And we also have policies where if you want to change your birthday party, someone gets sick or whatever, you can move it and it's worry-free booking. We've had that for a very long time. And COVID really made that prominent that, hey, you can book it if you get sick. Don't worry. You don't lose your money. Just pick a different date. And a lot of those policies really saved the business and allowing people to have the flexibility and still feel comfortable coming out during COVID.
Well, I think that what you're describing really speaks to a lot of how you survive as a standalone business, as a family-owned business. Maybe some of the smaller businesses had a different way of riding things out, but surviving as a standalone laser tag facility is unique in a world where FECs have become the new norm in family entertainment. What do you think makes a standalone laser tag site sustainable as opposed to following the bigger FEC model?
I'd say efficiency. You got to be very efficient, and you have to keep the customer happy. You got to have a good quality product that the customer enjoys doing and they want to come back. You got to make sure they have fun. So it really comes to customer satisfaction and high quality product and running the business efficiently. Don't waste. We don't waste anything. We try to keep our hard costs down to an absolute minimum.
Definitely. Now, we've already touched a little bit on the tournament scene. And again, with Laser Storm running for such a long time with tournaments, how does your business participate in that? How do people get involved, and what role do you play in the bigger tournament picture?
Well, we have a lot of different levels. You can start from just walk-in players and kids. We have a laser tag camp in the summer that will teach the kids how to play at a higher level. That gets younger kids and also older kids interested. And then we have the in-house leagues that we host. It's a draft system. So you get placed on a team with sometimes novice players, and then also the expert players that have played nationals and international competitions. That'll teach the other younger players, younger generations, to play at the higher level. And then we also host the regional competitions and then nationals and even internationals. We have a whole range of them.
How many sites typically participate within the tournament scene?
I'd probably say anywhere from 4 to 5 different sites.
So those are the sites that are really keeping this competitive activity with the Laser Storm going strong all these years later.
Yes.
Well, there have been a lot more prior to now. I mean, a lot of them have closed over the years, but we've been to California. We were California, Colorado, Utah, Kansas, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, New Jersey, and New York. So I think I got them all. Might have missed some. That's a lot. But those are the ones I can remember.
Well, that is awesome to hear. I know that, I mean, certainly you can run a laser tag business and not necessarily be part of this tournament scene, but the fact that you are and that you're so active in it as players yourselves, and that's how I came across meeting both of you, is really pretty cool. And over 30 years, you were referencing how you've got players who've been with you for that entire length of time. What are some of the most notable accomplishments that the business and the players have achieved over that time?
Well, we have a member from Great Britain and from
Really?
Sweden. So we had members from those countries. They were the result of the Armageddon tournament, but they became
Oh, okay.
members.
I know who we're talking about.
So yeah, they were members with us for a long time.
Very good.
Milestones for us. Well, all the national tournaments that we've won. We have the most Top Gun winners of any of the laser storms in the whole country. We have the only female to win Top Gun is out of our store.
Really?
Yeah. So I'd say those are some memorable moments. In fact, that's one of my favorite stories is between the girl and her brother. Dancer is the first girl to win Top Gun in 2006, and then her brother wins it in 2009. He holds the record all the way to 2017 when he has to match up head to head with his sister. And she became the second person to hold the title more than once. So
Love that.
that's Dancer and Red Dog. That's who those two are.
Excellent. Well, and you said the magic word for any podcast, which is stories. I love to hear the stories. So let me just kind of jog your mind with the memories and say, I'm sure there've been some funny things, some unique experiences over the years. What are some of your favorite stories that you could share with us?
Oh, my favorite's my grandma. Got
Okay.
her playing when she was 93. She played
Love
again
it.
at 94. I had her in the base zone. And next thing you know, she's on the floor waving her arm back and forth. And I'm afraid, what happened to my grandma? I go over to see what's going on. She says, "Get away. You're giving away my hiding spot." I took a hit for that, by the way. But she did get 2 base hits. And she was the oldest player at our store that I knew for a very long time until this gentleman named John had his 76th birthday party at our store, which broke our 74 record. And his mom played at 95. And she was in a wheelchair, and our game controller pushed her around the arena and got her some base hits. And her name was Granny. They gave me her name was Granny Oakley. So we have their pictures on our wall in our store just to capture those stories.
That's fabulous. So you literally can say players from 5 to 95.
Yes.
We say that a lot, but it's good to know that it's true.
Well, it's true for us, and I got the picture to show it.
Awesome. How about for you, Matt? Any kind of cool memories come to mind? Some stories to share?
Mainly the best memory that happens, almost happens every week, where you have a young kid come in, they're a little nervous to play, they're holding on to their parent, and you kind of take them off of the parent and you get them playing. You see them actually developing the game as it goes, and they're on their own now. You see the kid develop, keep playing, starting to actually enjoy it. They have a big smile on their face. That has happened every week for the last 30 years. And that's always enjoyable to see. And having a young kid, you get to actually experience the newness of the game through them and see them develop the game as it happens. There's a lot of tournament memories and stuff of traveling, trying to get people, 5 people into a small car to drive 5-6 hours away. You're stuck in a car with that many people. You're caravanning, so you have to take multiple teams. You got to stay in a hotel room overnight. Not everyone goes to bed right away. Some people like to watch TV, so some people don't even sleep all night. Like Armageddon tournaments, there's nights where you don't sleep, and you play tournament over tournament all night long for 24 hours straight. There's a whole bunch of memories, but the best one is seeing young kids come into the store and enjoy it for the first time, or even the second time, or even 10th time, and they develop the game more and more. That's probably the best memory you can have.
That's awesome. Now, tournament memories, the word that best describes that, I always think, is shenanigans. Tell me about your favorite shenanigans.
I always stayed away from it, knowing that I represent the store. So
What a
I
safe
didn't
answer.
I
I
didn't
prefer
participate in the
intensity.
shenanigans. What?
I prefer intensity.
Okay.
Some of the tournaments have had some of the most intense experiences that I can remember. I still remember that battle for third place. I don't even remember what store it was, but you would remember, Matt. In the last minute, you needed 25 points, which meant you had to hit the base twice and take out the whole team twice. No, hit the base 3 times and take out the whole team twice. You remember that tournament? It was on Twitch. I watched it on Twitch. I don't remember where it was.
I forget when that happened, but I do remember something like that. Was it my team?
Yes, it was your team battled for third place and you won. You pulled it off.
I remember something like that. It was kind of one of those moments where you see on social media the celebrating too early moment, where the other team is like, all right, we got this in the bag. There's absolutely no chance they can come back by 25 points in less than a minute. That's unheard of. In an 8-minute game, and you only have 80 points total to get 25 more points, in a minute where you couldn't get 25 points in the last 3 minutes, unheard of. You'd start celebrating. You're like, this game's over. We eliminated them. We're good. And then you do a power play, something most players will never think about. They start getting demoralized. They know they can't win. But that's not how I play. That's not how I operate my team. I'm like, no, we can win even the last second. So we always had strategies where, hey, if we're down, we're pushing hard. One person stays back on defense to guard. But if you put on so much heavy pressure, it's like a power play in hockey. You put so much pressure on, they can't stay up. They can't go on offense. They have to stay back and defend. And that's exactly what happened. They decided they had to stay back, and they're taking all the hits because now they have nowhere to hide really. They're taking hits over hits. We get the base, and then we do it all again. And we actually got enough points to roll the score over where they lost and came out in the victory.
That's amazing. Very cool. I love to hear about what are some of the favorite parts of the game. And I think how you described that's got to be one of yours.
Mm-hmm.
How about for you, John? Favorite parts of the game or favorite plays that have been made that you can remember? Like, it's almost like talking about favorite football memories, except this sport is so much more fun.
Well, I mean, it's really the adrenaline factor. So when I'm playing, the adrenaline's just really pumping. You're really into the game. And I can even just last league season when I played, a base hit on the last second of the game cost me the game. He got through. We lost, but it's a story. It was earned. They timed it perfectly, and they got it. But I've seen players that are just so amazing with their abilities. They can go in and just tag out 1, 2, 3 players, hit the base, and be out of the base zone 5 seconds. And it's just amazing how fast and how coordinated the players get playing this game.
Well, that's the truth. And I'm sure you've seen quite a bit over the last 30 years. 30 years. It's an amazing milestone anniversary. And people will be hearing these stories just shortly after you've celebrated. But I know you've got some celebrations in the works. So can you tell me how you're excited to mark those 30 years? What kind of celebrations do you have for this anniversary?
Yeah, we decided to have a celebration on February 5th. That will mark the actual 30 years exactly to the day.
Oh, wow.
And we're offering free laser tag to everyone that's been a member presently or even in the past. Come on down, bring your stories from 5 to 9, play free laser tag and share your stories. And we're going to have a raffle. We're going to give away a bunch of prizes and all kinds of stuff like that. And then talk about the history of the store.
Love it. A lot of nostalgia there. And it sounds like you've got some good plans in the works. And I certainly want to commend you on this. I mean, I wish I was able to be there to celebrate with you, but this is going to be quite an anniversary. And before we kind of wrap up with some rapid fire tag talk, I do want to just ask, are there any other special memories that you'd like to share or final thoughts that you'd like to add to this?
I guess one of the things that came to my mind was we do a lot of handicap kids that come to our store.
Okay.
So we had hearing impaired players come to our store, and Laser Storm did such a great job with the design that all the signals and sounds they need to know that they don't have to hear are encoded on the back of the phaser. So even back as old as this equipment is, a hearing impaired person can play this game. We have a lot of special needs kids that come in, and it's amazing to see them learn to play. One of the kids could hardly walk, but yet he learned how to hold the phaser, and we had to slow him down because he would try to walk too fast. And he learned how to aim, and he could actually hit the base. So we created a special game scenario for them where the base light's always on to make it easier for them. But it's just amazing to see these kids learn. Another kid was very quiet, and then he started playing the arcade games, and he opened up, and now he started playing everything, and even their caretakers were impressed. So this game is really for everybody, and it helps everybody. So that's one of the things that really makes me proud of the store, is how much we've helped the community and helped everyone around us.
That's amazing. I love that inclusivity. And you're educating me because I have not slowed down enough to look at the back of my phaser while doing things to even recognize that. So that's really cool to hear. Matt, what about you? Any final thoughts you'd like to share?
I think we touched on everything. I mean, 30 years, it feels like it was just a few years ago that we just opened. And can't believe it's already been 30 years. I mean, it's been my almost entire life. Figuring I just turned 35 just a few days ago, actually 3 days ago, as of this interview.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. It's amazing to even think about the generations, what I would call generations of laser tag players, of who was here at the same time. You know, this member was here during this time frame, and this one at a different time frame. Did you guys know each other? Because I was here for all of it, and they're like, "No, I don't remember them. Like, you guys must have just missed each other." And just going through the timeline of all the events, different league seasons, different teams I've played on, seeing some of the kids that came in, you know, as members, you know, back when I was in high school, and now they have kids of their own, and they're coming back for their kids' birthday parties. It's kind of like a high school reunion, kind of. So that's kind of cool to think about. We have one member where he brought his son back in the early 2000s. They grew up, they left, they come back every now and then, but now they started coming back hardcore, and he was bringing his grandson back in, leaving his son out of it, bringing the grandson in, and his grandson was 15. Yeah, so it's pretty incredible to see the different generations, and they all get back into it.
That's fabulous. I love the generational love of the game is something so special and something that, you know, we're finally able to see after all this time because, you know, as I say, you've been around for the majority of the length of the laser tag industry, which just celebrated 41 years coming up on 42. So that it's amazing that you've got this wonderful family business, a legacy location. So congratulations on 30 years of Laser Storm Pittsburgh and for keeping the love of the game going. Now, I always like to end with a little something we call rapid fire tag talk. Some quick questions to you and quick answers back. But when there's more than one person on the call, the rule is you can't use the same answer. So would you guys be game for a couple of questions?
Sure.
All right. We'll give John the first answer because he's got the longevity for it. And Matt will give the second answer, which has to be different. So you're going to have to be on your toes for this. All right. Quick questions to you, quick answers back. First question is favorite tournament that you've either hosted or played? John?
I would say it's the Armageddon tournament. I mean, it was really neat to see players from different countries playing at our store.
Excellent. How about you, Matt?
Any tournament that I don't have to work.
Okay, good answer. Favorite prize that you've either won or awarded? John?
Oh, I'm pretty proud of my league trophy that I've won because I'm trying to keep up with my wife.
Okay. Some internal competition there. Matt?
Yes.
I'd probably say the Brutality Award. Um, it's a pewter trophy with a big Hulk guy ripping his vest off. Uh, it was for the most hits given, uh, and being the most active for the entire tournament.
Very cool. I'd like to see that statue. All right. Favorite place that you've ever traveled for laser tag? John?
Wow. Favorite place. I'd have to say I haven't traveled to too many places. I'd have to say it was when I played in IAPA and we played against the Laser Storm corporate team and gave them their first loss.
Oh my goodness. Them be fighting words right there. But that's awesome. How about for you, Matt?
I'd probably say when we had nationals in 2017 or 18, it was in Colorado Springs, and it was during the wildfires. The wildfires were taking over at the time, and they were, I want to say, like 2 miles away from the center. Like they were pretty close. You could see the smoke from right outside the front doors. And it was more of a vacation than a tournament. We went there, we explored some of the Rockies and stuff, and did a lot of stuff as a group of players. So that's probably the best one.
Very cool. Favorite person that you've ever met through laser tag? John?
Oh, that would have to be James Parrish. He was an offensive lineman for the Steelers, and he just loved Laser Storm. He would come there and just sit down, and we'd like to play the game, but he would look at kids' scorecards, talk to them, talk about football, talk about school. He was so into the game that after they had an exhibition game in Japan, he came right from the airport to play laser tag before he even went home. So he really enjoyed the game.
That is an awesome story right there. Okay, how about you, Matt? Can you top that?
I might be able to.
Okay.
Jerome Bettis, when he had his TV show, I was on his TV show.
Yeah, the Jerome Bettis show. Yeah, I forgot about that.
All right. You guys have got some of the best answers I've heard to that one. All right. We know we never run in the arena. So what is your favorite brand of We Never Run in the Arena shoes? John?
What are the shoes?
Yeah. Favorite brand of shoes?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I would say Skechers, but we don't run. We just speed walk really fast.
That's why we call them We Never Run in the Arena shoes.
I'd say Skechers.
Okay. Matt?
I've gone through too many brands that don't hold up. My toe rips out the side of all of them. I had good luck with what was the brand? It's the New Balance.
Okay. Very cool. All right. And last question. Favorite reason to play after 30 years at Laser Storm Pittsburgh? John?
It's still fresh because you're always playing against humans that play different every game. And you just can't beat the adrenaline rush that you get from playing laser tag. And tag has been around forever. I mean, you've done it with your hand, with balls, with everything. Now we're doing it with light beams and computer referees.
Absolutely. And how about you, Matt?
Oh, geez. I'd say the strategy and thinking, conquering each game as an individual challenge.
Very good. Well, again, I want to congratulate you both, your entire family, on the 30th anniversary of Laser Storm Pittsburgh. My guests, John and Matt Mator, thank you so much for taking some time to share some memories.
And thank you for giving us the time to capture all these stories all in one place, because they've been scattered in our discussion, but we've never put them in one place. And this was very, very nice to have this done. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you both. Thanks for checking out this episode of Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Listen for more episodes on the first and third Friday of each month. Want to be a guest on an upcoming episode? Find out more and follow my blog and website at TiviaChickLovesLaserTag.com.